Welcome to Shore Perspectives, a community feature of WESR Radio, highlighting the spirit of the shore from those who call it home.
My name is JoLynn Hart, and I live in the Anancock area. I love America because in America, no matter who you're born to or what adversity you're born in, there's opportunity if you're willing to work for it. America afforded me the opportunity as a 16-year-old to graduate high school, to go directly to cosmetology school, and to be licensed in 2 states by the time I was 17. And because of my efforts to work hard, I was able to sleep on the floor and live off of peanut butter, and with the generosity of friends who made sure I was okay, I started a business, and it grew, and it grew, and I bought my own property, and it continued to grow, and I had employees. Where else in the world could a little uneducated girl from the eastern shore of Virginia accomplish everything she's ever wanted to do? That's America.
Your journey wasn't just about being one of the most prominent hairdressers on the eastern shore. You also felt a tugging at your heart to do something more.
I did. I really did. And I guess the culmination of that happened in 2001 when a good friend of mine and I went to the Jacob Javits Center. They have a big retail show where you go and you see things that you might want to purchase for your store. And 9/11 happened then, and we were stuck on Jersey Shore for a couple days. It was a frightening time, and my life, that was a marker in my life that set me on a journey that actually led me into ministry. I have a little corner where anyone who is the least bit interested can come to Scorchy's Corner and learn how to study the Bible on their own. I have concordances and a companion Bible and references and a whole setup. It's almost a library. And anyone who's interested, I'd be more than happy to teach them to look it up for themselves, because there's so much going around. People will say, well, God said this and God said that. No, not necessarily. You have to line it up with the Word. You have to find it in there. And that's how you survive in life, in spiritual warfare. And I believe that we're at this place where we will either unite and overcome our differences and be that one nation under God, or else we will turn into something that none of us will recognize or enjoy. There is no other country in the world like America.
How do you feel that we could go about improving our relationship with each other as human beings?
We have to look at ourselves and what our shortcomings might be and what our failures might be. But that's what Christianity does. When you yield yourself to it, it actually transforms you from the inside. As you read and you take in the Word, it communicates to your heart, and your intuition interprets it as you go through and look at the original words that were written. It opens up a whole new realm, and you can read the same passage 20 different times, and each time it'll speak a different word in your heart. America, if it's with God at the helm, provides us liberty because we're self-governed. We have our little, disagreements, and we forgive and forget and move on, because in Christ, we're brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have or don't have. It doesn't matter what car you drive or any other status symbol or dividing point. It makes us all equal because God sees us as his children, and we're all God's children. And each person born has a specific, I believe, purpose, and they're born at that time and that place to fulfill that purpose. Ask for forgiveness and give forgiveness, because everyone falls short of the glory of God. And we have to learn to love each other despite our differences. And we have to learn to love each other despite if we think differently or we see things differently, because everyone has a vision in their mind of what things should be, but we all don't come from the same backgrounds, and we're all not the same. And I think part of my strength is that I have faced so much adversity in my life. I mean, I was born into adversity. And that has been a defining feature that separates me from everyone else. It doesn't make me better. In fact, I'm quite sure I'm less. But in God's eyes, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, as long as I'm pleasing to God, because our ways aren't like his ways. A JFK quote that's very famous: ask not what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country. It just is ringing in my heart on this day, because of all the adversity that America is facing at this moment. And we're torn apart with heartache and destruction, but that's not from God. And I feel in my heart that anyone who identifies themselves as a Christian, anyone who relates at all to being a Christian, that it's time to grow up, pick up your cross, and stand up and be counted. Because if we don't unite, the America we grew up in is going to go away. And it's up to us to perpetuate it into the next generation.
For Shore Perspectives and WESR Radio, I'm Kelley Gaskell.